What's going on, family? Thank y'all for joining me on the very first episode of Abandoned Voices. And this is a special episode to me. Why is it special? It's the first. Everybody knew the first is always special, And not only that, I got a good friend of mine helping me bring in the first episode. Somebody I've been known for about a decade now.
Yeah, it's been
probably a little bit longer than a decade, about 10 years, Somebody I kind of, talk to when I need a little grown folk advice, Not always good, but it's not bad either, Probably it may not be what I want to hear, but, that was just what grown ups do here. Anyway, man, good friend of mine, Mr. Michael Broadway, but better known as Hollywood. Today, man, today we're talking about just Hollywood life. What's going on, Wood, man?
It's all good, baby.
So what's going on with you, man?
I'm hanging in there every day, making it happen, making it do what it do. And it's an honor to be asked to come here and do this. This is something that I always wanted to do.
It's an honor to me, believe me.
This is something that I look forward to doing anyway.
I love being around wisdom,
Yeah. If more people feel the way I feel about, knowledge and power and experiences, that you can just pass it on, it's better to pass it on than to try to take it with you, than that's being selfish. And my name is Michael Broadway, but my friends call me Hollywood. But with many things that I've accomplished I'm 58 years old, but I feel like I'm very, very blessed. Blessed in a way that I was born December 14, 1958, and
58.
I was born to my parents had 9 kids. I'm the 4th of 9. But when I was born, I spent my first 2 years in the hospital because I had a bad heart. So I wasn't even given it. They didn't think I wouldn't even make it through the first year, but I proved them all wrong, and I did. You see, and that's why I feel like I'm very blessed, because my mother and father didn't have everything to give me. The best thing my parents had to give me was a lot of love and good advice. You see, but that was, being a middle kid. It will be hard. Always has been hard, because everybody look up to you, or you had bigger, older brothers who you try to compete with or try to be like.
Are your siblings still alive?
All except one of my oldest brothers. He's passed to natural causes. He had a heart attack also. But
sorry to hear that, man. I never knew that all this time.
Mm-hmm. But being in the middle, like I say, it's taught me how not to try to be like anybody else, but to be myself and to be better than my older siblings, and have somebody to be there for my younger siblings to look up to. You see, but my thing is, it always makes me feel better to be knowing that I'm helping somebody who cannot help themselves, and that's what I've done for the main part of my life. And I've been at Acme Oyster House for 35 years, but I'm
35 years old. I've
been opening oysters for 42 years. But when I first started shucking oysters, nobody didn't want to teach me. So, I didn't know how to shuck oysters. So I made it. You got to put the first foot forward, and when somebody tell you no, you prove them wrong. Like, keep telling yourself yes.
35 years ago, the world was kind of different.
Well, everybody still had and still do have that fear that somebody's going to take their job. And if I teach you, you're going to take my job. So I got myself a job at this restaurant on Bourbon Street called The Desire, and I realized I had to get my feet in the door. So what I did was I got me a job as a busboy, and I started hanging by the oyster bar and watching the guys shuck oysters. And every day I would ask the guys, show me how to do it, Nobody wouldn't tell me. No, man, you're gonna take my job. So
they've been hating since way back then, huh?
Ever since back then, nobody wanted to pass it on. Everybody wanted to keep it with them and die with it. So I got me a job there as a busboy, and I started hanging by the oyster bar, and I taught myself how to shuck oysters. And one day the guy didn't show up for work, and I told him, man, I know how to do that. He said, show me what you got. So I got back there and I started shucking. He said, you all right, you good. So I said, I'll take this job as an oyster shucker, but first, if you let me get my best friend a job here as the busboy so I can teach him. And I did that. I got there and I got to start shucking oysters, and I teach everybody who wanted to learn. Everybody, they're going to take your spot. They don't want my spot. They might think they want it, but they don't want my spot.
Didn't you have like a little thing where you were teaching people how to shuck oysters?
I have a Shucking 101 DVD on YouTube. So if you put my full name in on YouTube, and my Shucking 101 video could pop up, and it teaches people how to shuck oysters.
Yeah, make sure y'all check that out.
But the main thing is that it's not just the fact that I'm opening oysters. I didn't ever since day one when I started shucking oysters, I didn't want to be like everybody else. I want to be the best or not at all. And from that day until this day, I've had so many people tell me, man, you crazy, you should be selling this, you should be charging people. But it's not about money. It's about the respect and recognition that comes with helping somebody that can't help themselves.
You gotta get your money too, though, what?
Over the 35 years, I can see the money now. But back then, I wasn't interested. I wasn't worried about money. I just worried about making myself better. See, I don't go to work. I go to work to practice on being better at what I do, something that I enjoy doing. And over the 42 years that I've been doing it, the money is there now. You see, I'm one of the highest paid in the state. You see, but like I say, respect and recognition is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
See, but
man,
like
you so popular. Every time I wear my shirt and I be somewhere like Walmart, I mean, no matter where I was, people would ask me, "Hey, Hollywood there? You know Hollywood?" Like,
well, I'm respecting world-renowned. I'm world-renowned Hollywood. Not only do I work for the Acme Oyster House, I also represent the Louisiana Seafood Promotion Board. So I get to travel all over the United States shucking Louisiana oysters. And the way I got that job was, I went to the Louisiana Seafood Promotion Board, wildlife and fishery people, and I asked them a simple question. I said, why do you have to have a culinary license to be a chef, but you let anybody shuck oysters? The guy looked at me like he was stunned, like somebody would even ask him a question like that.
First.
And I said, he told me, because I have no one to teach the class. So I said, oh, really? Well, here's my handbook that teaches people how to shuck 101, how to store them, how to prepare them, how to serve them, presentation, and here's my DVD. He said, really? So the next couple of weeks, I found out from my general manager that I'm one of the head of the Seafood Promotion Board, wanted to talk to me about becoming the spokesperson. He said, he takes me to his board meeting, and people everywhere. I walk through the crowd of people to get to a room. When I get to this room, there's another crowd of people, and they're sitting at a big round table, and they voted me to be a spokesperson for the board. And I'm standing there shocked, and I'm like,
this can't be real. But no,
but
it's real.
After all this hard work, now somebody's starting to recognize that I care about what I'm doing. I enjoy what I do, and I was voted the spokesperson for the industry because if this man come up with this video and handbook to try to help the industry and help other people be as good as he is, then he has to be a part of this.
Exactly.
And I've been a part of it ever since.
So you've been inspiring since before you knew you was inspiring people.
But like I say, from start, I didn't want to be just like everybody else. When I started shucking oysters, they only had oyster openers. Now everybody want to be bad mother shuckers like me. See, because I go the extra mile. I go that extra mile to try to help people and inspire people that life is about choices, and it's your choice.
Definitely about choices.
Whether it's a good choice or a bad choice, whatever choice you make is gonna either hurt you or help you throughout life. And that's every day. You have to make the choice.
Right.
You know, it's nobody's fault but yours. And because the choices that you make, it'll follow you throughout your life. And you gotta understand. A lot of people don't understand that thinking before you react. That's a choice. Don't just do something, but think about it. The what if not, I do it this way, and what if I do it that way before you do it.
Right.
Steve. And my thing is, when somebody tell me I couldn't do something, I always prove them wrong. I was born with a heart murmur, but when I was 21, 22 years old, I had been on my job for almost 5-6 years shucking oysters. I worked at the Hilton Hotel. I went from Bourbon Street to the Hilton Hotel, shucking oysters in the main lobby. And I try to tell my friends, I'm like, the people wanted to move the oyster bar to the river walk where the casino boat was. And I tell these people, I say, when people go to gamble, they go to gamble. They don't think about eating. And when they leave, they broke. So they mad now. But
about that.
They put it on the riverfront anyway, and the oyster bar went down the river with the boat. So the people say we had to close the oyster bar, and my friends look at me like, oh, what were you gonna do? I said, well, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to the military. I'm not worried about right now. I'm worried about 10 years from now. what would I have accomplished 10 years from now if I do go to the military? And what would I have to show if I don't go to the military and hang on the street corner with the rest of you guys?
Under the tree, huh?
Under the tree.
Side of the liquor store.
You know, but
so how many years you spent in the military?
I spent 7 years in the Army. I was a combat engineer and a field artillery scout. The way I looked at it, that I didn't go there for the military to make me a man. My parents did that. I wanted them to teach me how to become a stronger and a better man. So I got to spend 3 years in Europe. I got to travel around the world. I got to learn a lot of things that I didn't know. That made me stronger, made me more positive.
What you was again in the military?
A combat engineer.
What's that?
That's a bridge builder. My job was building bridges and taking out booby traps and setting landmines and stuff like playing with explosives.
You've been a bad mother sucker, huh? Taking out.
But see, it taught you how to be patient and to really look at something before you really get into it. To think it out before you react.
Oh.
You see, and as a field artillery scout, my job was to go find the enemy, then call back on my radio and let them know where to drop the bomb.
So that's kind of like being a snitch, huh?
Well,
but for America, so I guess it's okay, right?
I was a snitch for my country.
There you go.
Growing up in the project taught me a lot, you know. Hit and run. So when you call back on your radio and let them know where to drop the bomb, you better start running before they start dropping.
Right,
you don't won't be nowhere near where they be hit there. So that was just growing up in the project. When I was a kid, your parents didn't have to ask you to leave the house. When sun came up, you was gone. But you knew to be home before the damn street light came on.
Yeah.
You see, we were outside kids. We wasn't no inside kids. You see, I would be outside all day. My best friends used to sit on my porch and wait for me to wake up so I could take them through the project and teach them how to hustle. And my parents, well, we didn't care if you had money, but you better have proof where you got it from.
You know what? I never heard it like that, but that makes some sense.
Well, see, but we
like got money.
If you got money, at least I know you are.
As long as it's legal,
you're not there begging it or taking it from nobody.
What project you grew up in?
I grew up in the Desire Project.
Oh, Desire,
yeah. I was back in the Desire Project.
That's Ninth Ward, right?
It's the lower Ninth Ward. And I mean, we were all family.
I'm from the East. I don't know about these boards, and I know about them, but don't, you know.
When you lived in a project, you were a family. And when they say it takes a tribe to raise a family, I mean, you couldn't walk one block without somebody. You would want to say good morning. Or good evening or something.
So you grew up in a project when it's a good project.
When everybody took care of everybody. Right. And everybody knew everybody. I mean,
when there's more family.
We were family oriented. Everybody knew everybody played with everybody. And if we did have a fight, the next day you better, after it's over with, you better shake hands and walk away. Ain't no carrying no grudge and all this. But because we were family, we all were brothers and sisters. My father would just take everybody in my block. He used to take us fishing on Friday night, early Saturday morning, and whatever we catch, we would have a big old block party the next day. So my house was the party house. It was 9 of us, but we would probably have about 16 other kids from other families just hanging around our house. That's all we used to do: play sports, go fishing, just do activities, anything, just to have something interesting to do other than go get in trouble.
So what about your little shucking DB? Here's a question: you ever couldn't teach somebody how to shuck oysters? I know it's not easy.
I'm the personal trainer for Acme Oyster House. We have 7 locations, so whenever they open a new location, they send me. I go there and I teach everybody.
Ain't ever been somebody you say, you know what, this dude he cannot shuck?
No, I taught a lot of people. I taught this one guy. He was from Florida. His name was Jeb. And Jeb just kept jabbing the hell out of his hand. I'm like, Jeb, you get a new Band-Aid every day, bro. And when you gonna learn how to move that damn hand out the way? You know, Jeb say, I'm going back to be a dishwasher. It's safe.
It's safe, right?
But I taught people in less than 15 minutes how to shuck oysters. I mean, I had this one guy at Acme. He just kept trying to shuck oysters, and everybody just sent to teach him couldn't teach him. So they asked me to teach him. I went up there and worked with him for a few minutes and said, I walked back downstairs and they said, why are you down? I was like, oh, I'm finished. He said, how can you be finished? He said, that boy up there shucking sheep pans. And they go up there to see that boy, I got it now. In less than 15 minutes, I had him shucking sheep pans to where 4 other guys couldn't even teach him how to open a doggone oyster.
So, what's your secret to teaching? The patience you talked about?
It's technique. Once you learn the technique and you lose the fear. You know,
the fear of what? Cutting your hand?
The fear of cutting your hand because of the technique. The technique, if you don't push the knife, you push the oyster instead. And you got a total control of the knife, so you're not pointing the knife at your hand and pushing it, because the shell will break and you will jig yourself. But if you put your knife straight down and the technique and put all your weight on the oyster, not the knife, and just pry, it takes little force at all to get it open. So once I teach the technique, people lose the fear of cutting themselves, and they get more positive, more stronger, and then the speed comes natural. See, I opened a dozen oysters in 1:07. That's my fastest time. After Hurricane Katrina, they went online and asked people, how many oysters do you think Hollywood can shuck? And people just start sending in money, and they finally let me know, we need you to go to New York City, Grand Central Station.
You know what you need to do? Cause what about you starting your oyster 101 thing? You still interested in that?
Well,
you can try to get your GoFundMe. I mean, you might get some really for real. Cause a lot of people love you, and then I've been around, New Orleans for a while with my shirt on, and a lot of people always ask me, better than French quarters, tourists, you're the only person I know that people came back in town to see. They ain't come in town to vacation. They came in town to sit at the bar and eat oysters with you. That's amazing.
Because I feel like I'm inspirational.
That's amazing.
I talk positive to people.
I had guests I'm trying to serve. They keep talking about you. I'm like, look, go sit by him. you know. I'm telling you.
Like I say, I talk positive to people, and I talk about the city. I talk about the culture. I talk about restaurants, and people. That's what they come to the city to hear. They didn't come to hear about the crime rate and this going on. And that. They want to know about the culture of the city, what's happening in the city, where to go in the city.
Yeah, you're real knowledgeable of the city, so that also make it work.
That would make my job even more fun, because I'm passing it on. I'm not trying to hold it on, and I'm giving people a reason to want to come here. And that's what they really, really enjoy doing. They like coming to New Orleans.
When I first started working there, I'm like, this dude signed an autograph. What to do with that? He working here with me.
Yeah, I signed a lot of autographs. Everybody wants the autograph.
Sign an autograph. Who he is?
But that's like I said, I had to build that pedestal, But being on that pedestal, you don't look down. You look straight ahead, and it's not the fact that you're there. You know why you're there, and what's your goal.
So what's your next move in life, man? Like, what's your future hold for you?
Really, what I'm doing right now, I've always in life always wanted to be a teacher. Now that's what I do. I teach people about New Orleans. I teach people about oysters. I teach people about everyday life.
There's nothing wrong with it. It just caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting you to say teacher. I mean, not a school teacher, more of a teacher of life.
I'm teaching. I'm passing on. I'm passing what it took for me from day one to be 58. I'm 58 years old. I've been doing my trade for 42 years. So I mean, people really want to hear. I mean, how did you get to this? I mean, nobody ever gave me nothing.
Oh, yes, you don't mind me asking.
I'll be 59 years old in December. I'm 58 now. I'll be 59 in December.
Well, see, you could teach about life because you got the experience.
I lived through it.
I can't talk about life. I got a long way to go,
See, I come from the bottom. Now I'm at the top. I lived in the lower Ninth Ward. Now I live uptown New Orleans off Magazine Street. And it's now called the Irish Channel. It's Upper Garden District. You see, and nobody gave me nothing. I had whatever I wanted, I had to get out there and earn myself. But like I said, my life, I go through my life just saying, when somebody tell me I can't do something, I have to prove them wrong and prove myself right. Somebody asked me a question, is that the only thing you know how to do is shuck oysters? I like, really? And that was my first wife. So I had to prove her wrong. So when I came home the next 2 days with a white lab jacket that says Tulane Medical Center, she looked at me like, what in the hell did you do? Well, I went to show you that I could do more than just shuck oysters. I went and got me a job as a physical therapist assistant.
But you know what? Nothing wrong with shucking oysters. It's all about what you love doing, man.
That's what you enjoy doing. That's what I enjoy doing.
Be a grass cutter.
Whatever you do, be the best at it or not at all.
They always say it's not about what you like. I mean, what you're good at. It's about what you love doing.
If you love doing it, you'll love going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I went to Tulane and volunteered for 3 days, and I got hired out of the 6 to 8 people that was there volunteer. I was hired by the head of the department. Now I'm working in a local hospital in a burn unit, teaching college kids how to do their internship. And I've never been to college. But I stood still long enough and asked enough questions to where I knew more than the people that had degrees. And after doing that for 5 years, the hospital came under new ownership, and they said, well, everybody had to have a degree. Well, I said, well, who's going to feed me while I try to go to school? I said, I've been doing this for 5 years, teaching people with degrees. Now you feel like I need a degree to continue to teach people? I tell you what, let me go back and finish doing what I really enjoy doing so I can fulfill my dream, doing what I want to do, and that's being the best, one of the best of the best. I was even asked to go on a Discovery Channel TV show called The Best of the Best Oyster Shuckers in the Country. And I had to ask the guy, I'm like, hold up, you do not know how many oyster shuckers there are in the state of Louisiana? The guy looked at me and said, yeah, but there's only one named Mike Hollywood Broadway. He said that, and that came from the president of the Restaurant Association. That made me feel honored. Right. It made me feel like all my hard work after all these years, all these having people tell me you crazy, you're damn fool, you're giving away all your knowledge, and it's finally paid off because I have the respect and recognition of the head of the department, the head of the industry.
Yeah, but you gave it away a lot. Now it's time to get paid on it. Now it's time to capitalize on it. Now it's time to
trying
to make some money on it.
It's capitalizing on it now because this is one of the things I really want to do. I really want to be an inspirational speaker. I really feel like I have something to tell somebody who think they're lost. You know, think there's no tomorrow, nowhere to go. You know, and that's plain and simple. Life is a book. If you don't learn how to turn the pages, you will get stuck in that middle of that book. Turn the pages and move on. You might be something that you're more interested tomorrow. Never give up on yourself. When you start becoming your own best friend, you're in trouble. You can't love nobody else till you love yourself.
When you stop becoming your own best friend, you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
I like that.
You cannot love nobody else until you learn how to love yourself.
And I heard that, and I do believe in that, but I never heard it that way. When you stop becoming your own best friend,
I mean, if you love you, you're not going to get you in no trouble. If you're your own best friend, nobody else can't tell you nothing that can get you in trouble. Nobody else can tell you that you can't do nothing because you're your best friend and you know what you can do. You got to prove yourself right.
You ain't lying about that.
That's life. It's a book. Learn how to turn the pages. If you get stuck in the middle, close it and start all over from scratch.
Just close the whole over from scratch.
Most people go to the back of the book anyway and look at the table of content. You got to start somewhere, and you can never stop.
So you say like inspiration teachers to people, it's like a certain age group or just anybody?
Anybody. I teach. That's why I've been on my job for 35 years. Every customer that sit in front of me, every customer that wait hours in line to sit in front of me.
I didn't see some of them wait.
It's because they want to hear what I have to say. So they want to be served by me. Not only something to eat, but word of the day.
Serve some knowledge. Serve some
word of the day.
Some inspiration.
Inspiration.
Some soul food.
It's passing it on. You can't take it with you. You might as well pass it on. So that makes me feel more like I'm not just an oyster shucker. I'm a teacher. Right. And all the people that I've seen come through Acme.
Spread the good news, call it the gospel, huh?
All the people that I've seen come through Acme. I mean, I raised people from 17 to 40. I've
been there almost about a decade. That's 10 years old.
I've been doing it for 4 decades. And you look at all the kids all the different people that I've taught, and they come to me, and I let them know, stop worrying about what other people think of you. It's what you think of you that counts.
Your own best friend, huh?
What you think of you, that's the only thing that matters. You your own best friend. Who loves you more than you? People, it's very simple. Very, very simple. And life goes on. Every day is another day, and just be blessed, very blessed like I feel I am, that the Lord let me get to the next day.
Man, you need to write a book about your life. I mean, for real, you have a local celebrity.
Well,
you know,
I am one of the local celebrities.
It's an abandoned voice. It's only New Orleans, but it should be worldwide. It should be, everybody should know. When I Google Hollywood, California should pop up. You should have some spots in there, man. Cause you really is a
I say, this
very inspirational person.
It's now. It's an honor to say that I never knew I would get as far as I have gotten with this. But I've been on Travel Channel, A&E, Blind Date, Food Network, ETV, and Discovery Channel.
Blind Date?
I taught a couple on Blind Date how to shuck oysters. I just finished teaching Gabriel Iglesias. They call him Fluffy. He's a comedian. I taught him how to shuck oysters.
Yeah, the Mexican dude, huh?
Yeah, with the fly with the Hawaiian shirt all the time. Yeah, I taught Ellen DeGeneres how to shuck oysters. Rachel Ray. Adam Richmond of Man vs. Food, Mike Rowe of Dirtiest Job.
Hold on. They know this show's called Abandoned Voices for people, this show's for like low class people, You kind of high class, boy. No, you might be in the wrong show.
No, it's the show that
I'm just
it's the show that people come to me and ask me They asking me. I didn't go to them. They came to me. They came looking for me. Somebody who came from the bottom, who now they're on the top, but don't stop looking back to help pull somebody else to where I am. You see, these people from high places come back and looking for me. I'm not the best in the country. I'm not the best in the world, but they like what I have to serve them, what I have to tell them, and what I have to show them. You see, so it's like it's not where you come from, it's where you want to be.
Right,
you know,
right.
And like I say, it's an honor. You know, it's an honor to have these people. You know, that's why I'm worried now, because they come get me so they can show the world who I am and what I think and how I feel about my profession and everyday life. You see, so trust me, I would never stop looking back to help somebody. I mean, even friends, my childhood friends that I grew up with, and people. One guy, he's a preacher now, and we grew up together. And you the only one from the whole damn neighborhood. Everybody look up to you because what you have accomplished. You know, I'm like, bro, I'm still Michael Hollywood Broadway. Even might have added Hollywood to it, but I'm still Mike Broadway.
You know, you have a unique name, Michael Broadway. You know, well, then with the Hollywood in there, man, you have a strong name.
It all came together,
and a name that stands out.
It's an inspirational name.
There you go, inspirational name, even better.
You see,
you know, Michael Broadway. But your name sounds like a person that's, that's somebody that's inspirational, somebody that's.
Yeah, but like I say, the person behind the name will always be the same. That's what's the main part about it. The person behind the name will always be the same.
Now you ain't dropping balls on me. I ain't rapping on man. The person behind the name will always be the same. So and he a rapper.
But see, that's also what people like about me. I've never changed. You know, I'm gonna never stop being the person that I always been. You know, I'm always I'm your friend until you prove not to be a friend.
Like I said,
I'm not worthy of being a friend.
I've been knowing you for almost a little bit over a decade, and you always been the same person to me. Like for real, like you meet people that's shady or people that's
sometime in
one way
moody and all that kind of thing.
You have always been the same with me, man. I really appreciate that, man.
Well, like I say,
I appreciate that.
I mean,
even as a young knucklehead, when I first started acting running wild, you know how it is. You know how young folks is.
For people on the side, you gotta really let them know. They let them old timer, old grandpa, old geezer. Hey, I can call every name in the book, but I know who I am. I know where I come from. I know where I want to be.
You're a good person, man.
Life is too short, bro. Life is too short. You take one day at a time and try to make something out of every one of them. Then whatever's dished out to you, take it and improve it, make it better. Take it and make it better. Take the ball and run with it. Take it and make it better.
Yeah, man, that's definitely true.
Nothing hard about it. Nothing hard about it.
You can't let life hold you back.
No, you can't let. Like I said, it's about choices.
Man, you just start documenting your life. For real, man. Start documenting your life, the things you accomplished, and start putting together some memos, and get your little publisher. I mean, never look at like all the people you name that you encountered, not just everyday people.
Oh man.
So and you done been around, and you have a lot to talk about.
Well, I mean, it's not somebody every day. Somebody who grew up, come from the bottom of the Lower Ninth Ward, get to travel get paid to travel around the country. The state of Louisiana Seafood Promotion Board pays me to travel. I met U.S. Attorney Generals. I met congressmen. I met senators. I've been going to Washington, D.C. and opening oysters for Congress for a Mardi Gras ball for 17 years. I've even asked to go on shuck oysters for this food foundation. It's called the James Beard Food Foundation. That's the highest award you can get as a chef. People die to get to go on this man's show. This man asked me to come on the show and shuck oysters. Of all the people in the world, he can ask to shuck oysters for the top cooking show. He wanted Hollywood to shuck his oysters. So I'm in Las Vegas at the Bellagio Hotel shucking oysters on the back side of the fountain, waving at the little people. How you doing? How you mama and them? It's being me, having fun.
Man, you definitely do a publishing deal. Yeah, man, you got a story to tell. You got a story to tell.
I mean, having fun, living everyday life, being yourself. That's all it's about.
I mean, everybody's writing books, and that's not about nothing. I read a couple of books that wasn't about nothing. You have a story to tell, man. I'm joking, but I'm serious.
Eventually, I will get me a publisher and get somebody. I'm looking for me a ghostwriter right now. In other words, I'm looking for me a ghostwriter. I can sit down and tell the story.
That's it.
But sitting down and write the story is totally different.
It's some apps like on your cell phone, you can actually talk to the apps,
Mm-hmm.
and as you talk to the app start writing for you or like recording it, and they put it in book form, stuff like that.
Yeah, well, like I say, I'm in the process of trying to find me a ghostwriter. But now, like I say, it's just everyday life and just passing it on. So you can't take it with your knowledge is power, pass it on.
But you definitely have a story to tell, and you've been around a lot of people, and I'm pretty much sure this on the
So this is all a handful.
a quick little 30-minute drive, and I'm pretty much sure you had some time. You know, I mean, the military, you know, the 2-lane. I mean,
military, physical therapy.
I mean, not too many people in
restaurant business
who
and whole
been on one job for that many years.
No,
that's almost 4 decades.
You gotta love it. You gotta love
it.
But
not 4 years, almost 4 decades.
Well, see, people get jobs and get stuck on them. You gotta learn how to make your job make you better. I don't go to work. I go to practice to be better at what I'm doing. You see, I'm like the professional. I just look at myself as like a professional athlete.
Well, so he don't go to work.
I go there to practice on being better at what I do.
That's gangster.
I go there to practice on being better and stronger and have have fun doing it.
So everybody's going to work. You going to practice?
I'm going to practice.
Practice for the next big thing, huh?
I won't be better than. I don't want to be just another. I won't be the best or not at all. No, after all these years, I'm one of the best of the best.
So, shucking oysters ever get old to you?
Never, because I'm practicing. I'm not working. That's the easiest part of the job is shucking oysters.
Right.
I can do that with my eyes closed. And people look at me all the time. You doing more than the next guy? I said, because he's working. I'm practicing.
I said, he's working. I'm practicing.
This is easy to me. This is easy to me. I'm
talking and joking.
I'm shucking and jiving. I don't know what he's doing over there. He's scaring me because look like he's going to cut his hand. But,
man, it had times when my guests sat there with me, talked about you, left. They tipped me, but also wouldn't tip you.
I bet people don't even come sit by me. Just tip me on the way out.
Yeah, people walking.
Yeah, why are you tipping you? Like people sign they'll buy a T-shirt and want me to autograph and like what's going on here?
I didn't sing that. Like, man, like how I get like him? Man, I thought I was a man around here. Yeah, I got a long way to go.
That's respect and recognition, brother.
Yeah, but see, man. Respect
once you get it, nobody can never take it from you.
It's earned. It's earned. And you earned it over the years, man.
Well earned. Once you get it, nobody can ever take it from you. But like I said, you wear it as a badge of honor, you know, and don't look down on anybody who don't have it or don't know how to get it. You try to lead by example. You know, you see these days, you take criticism, even if it's positive criticism, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's called.
They call that constructive criticism.
It's not constructive criticism anymore. These days they call that harassment. So now these days, you just hope that somebody can see what you're doing and try to be like you, or try to act, or even decide to ask you to come teach them how to be like you. You see, that's what constructive criticism is these days. They call it harassment. So you get on your job and you do your best and go home happy because you know you did your best, and that should be a positive day because you did your best and you went home happy. And that's all I can do. And people, like I say, employees, they come to me all day. Or that if they ask a question, all I can do is give them the best answer I have, because they know it's going to be positive and something helpful. I'm giving back.
Well, man, I just want to definitely say, man, it's been, my years there, been an honor working with you, been an honor knowing you, like for real. I'm not saying it just because it's recording.
Well, I'm glad you asked me to be the first to come on your little thing here, program, so I can, like I say, I'd love to pass it on. I'd love to pass it on what it took all these years doing something that you enjoy doing. People ask me all the time, when am I going to retire? I say, I'm not finished yet.
Yeah, well,
I got a lot more stored in me.
A lot more stored in you, huh?
Yeah,
you're old man, but you're young at heart,
huh? I'm getting warmed up.
Old man, but young at heart, huh?
I'm not old, I'm experienced.
Look, like my pastor said, you're seasoned.
Yeah, I'm a seasoned veteran. I'm a seasoned veteran.
Yeah. Well, I want to say, man, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. It's been an honor, man. Thank you for helping with this first episode, man.
Hey, I hope I helped somebody else along the way, so they know.
Yeah, so
There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to reach that light. Keep on pushing toward it.
Definitely, man.
That's what it's about.
Man, I wish you luck on this book, but now I wish you luck, because I don't like luck. I heard somebody say luck run out, so I don't do luck no more.
Well,
I wish you well with this book
I'm
deal.
gonna make it happen.
With this book deal you got coming.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Oyster 101, come here. You got a story to tell. You got a lot to talk about, man. You know, like you can talk about things that most people can't talk about.
Well,
So
my
that's
thing is,
always an advantage.
a lot of people. I mean, my thing also, I would like to have a show so if people gonna come to me and ask me a question, then I'll tell them my input on it. You know, it might help them look at it a different way, their problem a different way. You see, so that's the same. That's what I do every day at work. People tell me about something going on in their lives, and I was like, "What if you look at it?"
I'm gonna tell you something small and simple. There's been times I have to be at work, I have to be like tired or sluggish or whatever. I see you walk through the door. Like, this old ass man could do it. If I don't shut up, I'm 30 years old. This man going on 50,
veteran, bro.
And he walking through the door good. I said, you know what? Let me stop complaining. Let me stop talking about I'm tired.
So somebody always got it worse than you. You ain't the only one got it bad.
Exactly.
Somebody always got it worse than you.
Exactly.
Like I said, you got to take your bad, make your bad better.
And the small things like that, you know, like I say, it motivates you, and you know, you don't realize you see it, but like I look at your age, look at my age, I can't say I'm tired. You got to say you tired. Look at me. You know.
I'm a seasoned veteran. I'm just getting better.
But thank you again, man. Appreciate it, man.
Bro.
Thank you, man.
I'll let you.
Well, family, once again, thank y'all for joining me on the first episode of Abandoned Voices. Hey, it wasn't the best, but hey, I'm growing, getting better as I go along. So once again, thank y'all. Hope y'all stay along for the journey, help me grow, and I get better. But thank y'all for joining me on that first episode. Now stay tuned, because I got a bunch more on the way. Thank y'all.